What's going on, everyone? How are you doing today? It's Singer Roleplay once again, and I'm quite surprised, but there's no really like the very complex, good, solid guide for the Immortal King's Furious Charger, or the RAEKOR's Charger, Immortal King's Furious Charger build. This one. This build has been there for quite a while, for years, and it has been very powerful since around season 4. It's been very powerful for many seasons, and it's still very powerful, and in next season it will also be incredibly viable, simply because the RAEKOR's set has been almost tripled on the 4 PS. Immortal Kings has been quadrupled on the 6 PS, and also the standoff has been doubled as well. With the newly buffed Band of Might, this is the new RAEKOR Immortal King's Church setup that people will be playing from now on. If you never played RAEKOR Immortal King's Charger, I will explain how this shit works, so that you have an understanding how this build works and why it is so important and viable. So first of all, we use 3 pieces of RAEKOR and 5 pieces of Immortal King set here, and the Ring of Grandeur gives us the 6-piece full set of Immortal Kings and the 4-piece set of the RAEKORs here. The stats should be strength with hit chance on the helm, strength with Furious Charge on the chest, and this is the RAEKOR's pieces. RAEKOR's shoulders as well, strength with area damage and Furious Charge. And here's just the Immortal King's set, strength with hit damage and chance, also area damage is very powerful here. The belt is strength with all res and life pure fury is mandatory. You can also have strength with life and life pure fury as well. The pants are strength with and all res, the boots are strength with all res and armor or movement speed here. We also use the Immortal King's Boulder Breaker as the weapon here, and the stats on this should be strength, damage and life per fury. Life per fury is pretty much the mandatory to have on this one, and I really dropped my damage on this just in order that I would have more recovery across the rift. This is pretty much mandatory. Now in the past we used Focus and Restraint, but since the damage in this high rift became higher as well, we have to use Convention of the Elements as well as the newly buffed Band of Might to get more damage reduction, and the Hellfire passive as well. Convention of the Elements should have hit damage, hit chance and area damage, and Band of Might is basically the same, area damage, hit damage and chance, but I have a very shitty one, so it's strength, hit damage and chance here as well. My Hellfire Emerald is actually lightning, hit damage and chance, and the Bracers is also Ancient Path and Defenders because we stun the enemies with the Furious Charge as well. So this is lightning, strength with and chance. Don't forget about the RAEKOR's the Legacy of RAEKOR. The 4-piece bonus set gives us Furious Charge, gain the effect of every rune, but the important thing is, even though we get every rune here, we need to select the corresponding element of the rune, so that we will get the elemental bonus from our gear. My Ancient Path Defenders, and this is one of the best that I have, are with the lightning, so I just went with the lightning rune of the Dreadnought Furious Charge rune here. But if you have, like for example, the fire, Ancient Path and Defenders and the good fire emerald, you can go with the fire, it doesn't really matter. You still gain the every rune out there. The normal gems like you see here is the Amethyst and the Helm, don't really need any kind of cooldown reduction here. Basically diamonds in the chest and pants. The legendary gems are Being on the Trap, Being on the Streaky, and the third is an option. I use Esoteric Alteration for toughness issues. I'm not extremely very incredibly experienced charge barb out there, so I use the old setup with Esoteric Alteration for toughness, but potentially for the highest grade clear you will need Breath of Lightning. I'll explain why. Look at the cube. We have standoff. Furious Charges increase damage equal to 500% of your bonus movement speed, and basically Breath of Lightning gives us 25% bonus movement speed, which is stacks towards standoff, towards Furious Charge damage, and this is why we do more damage. More movement speed bonuses are from Sprint, Marathon, as well as our movement speed here on the Paragon, and also movement speed is given to us for the Wrath of the Berserker Insanity goes to 20% movement speed. So this is it. In the cube we have Standoff for increased furious charge damage based on our movement speed, Vileward for more furious charge damage when we hit actually the density. This is why this build is really strong against density, and this is how it should be played. The single target is still pretty problematical, but it's not entirely terrible, I would say. It's pretty decent, just hard to survive the hits. And the Ring of Grandeur is mandatory to get all 4 PS and 6 PS Immortal Kings and Furious Charge as well. On the left button I have Furious Charge Dreadnought. This is the lightning rune, like I said. I need to have it to get the elemental damage of my Ancient Path and Defenders and the Hellfire Amulet. You can use any rune depending on what element your gear rolled with. Okay, so on the right button I have the Ancient Spear Boulder Tossing. And this is what heals me through my life per furious span here on my Immortal King's Boulder Breaker, as well as the belt itself. And this is also helps towards the 4 PS Immortal Kings, reduce the cooldown of Wrath of the Berserker and Call of the Ancients by 3 seconds for every 10 fury you spend with an attack. And this is another reason why I have Max Fury here, to help with the cooldowns of the Wrath of the Berserker as well of the Call of the Ancients. These two are mandatory to have 100% uptime for basically the 6 PS bonus and for all damage of Immortal Kings. So on the first button is Battle Rage Bloodshed for more damage when we crit. Sprint Marathon, like I said, this is pretty low uptime, 4 seconds, 40% movement speed, but it's very good towards the standoff damage for Furious Charge as well. This is pretty much mandatory, and it was like this for ages. Call of the Ancients together as one for damage reduction, Wrath of the Berserker Insanity for move speed bonus, damage reduction, and everything else. Dodge, hit chance, attack speed, increased damage as well. The passives are Brawler, Ruthless, Rampage, Berserker Rage, and the optional one is either Relentless or just Nerves of Steel. These two are optional. I prefer Relentless simply because it gives me more toughness when I drop below 35% of life, and it also doubles my life per furious span healing, so this heals me pretty much very safe. But you know, when you have especially the Wrath of Lightning are very squishy, I would recommend going with the Nerve of Steel. It's just a second life every 60 seconds, which is pretty good across the rift as well. As for the legendary gems, like I said, as a teleportation is pretty good for toughness. Been in the Trap does damage, Stricken is straight damage, but for the top end you might be going Breath of Lightning because it's just extremely good. So just summarize how this build actually works. When you Furious Charge, you basically gain Fury. When you gain a lot of Fury, discharge everything with the Ancient Spear to heal yourself when needed, and also watch this cooldowns of Wrath of the Berserker and Call of the Ancients, and especially Wrath of the Berserker, because this is when one of these down and when the Ancients are dead, you will do basically no damage, and basically you fail the rift. So you should be watching this on, and this is very important. So this is it, a very short build out there for you guys. Thanks for watching and see you soon.